It's thought, the robot of Boston Dynamics interacting with the well, learning, adapting, responding in real time. And honestly, the interaction feels more natural than how parts of our supply chain are approaching automation. In the last couple of weeks, I attended few conferences. Same industry, completely different reality. The first was Port Modernization Conference in the US. Strong discussion, operators, government, academia, tech providers. But some of the key players were not in the room. And the big part of the conversation was still, why do we need AI? Why do we need automation? What does it mean for the workforce? How it's going to help everyone? Just a few days ago, I was actually at a logistic automation show, Modex. No one asking why anymore. Robots are running, AI is deployed, systems are live. The only question is, how fast can you scale this? These are not two stages of the same journey. These are two different systems. It's easy to say ports are behind. I don't think that's the issue. Ports are not slow because they don't understand the technology. They're slow because how systems around them is built. Ports are an intersection of government, workforce, operators, carriers, infrastructure, and so many more. And that carry a lot of risk. Compare that to a warehouse. It's a controlled environment. You have a clear ownership, clear return on investment, ROI. You can test, deploy, iterate if you need. So this is not technology gap. You're talking here about coordination problem. Now, let's talk about the workforce reality. This is where most of the friction shows up. Automation is often seen as job loss. But in more advanced ports globally, where we brought into the conference people from Europe and others, we saw something different. Same workforce, more throughput through the ports, safer jobs, more skilled roles. But from the inside, that transformation doesn't feel safe. And if that concern is not addressed early, it turns into resistance later. So when people say ports need to move faster, I think we're asking the wrong thing. Ports are being asked to lead transformation without controlling all the levers. They don't control everything that needs to change, but they carry most of the risk. So we end up with two worlds. One where innovation is already happening. On the other, we're still negotiating whether it should happen altogether. That brings me back to the video of the whale. A robot and a whale figuring it out in real time. Amazing. In supply chain, the challenge isn't capability, it's alignment. So how do we move forward? Not by asking ports to take more risks, and definitely not by asking the workforce to just trust the system. That's not going to happen. You create protected zone inside the operation where automation can be tested without threatening existing jobs, allowing them to understand better how it helps to their safety, how it helps into their productivity, and you tie every deployment to real measurable gain. Safer working condition, better flow, more stability. And most importantly, the people inside the system needs to benefit directly from those gains. Maybe a gain share, because once that happens, once the workforce is safer, more stable, and actually improves their day-to-day, the conversation gonna change. Not from resistance, but from ownership. And that's when ports start moving. Not because they are pushed, but because the system around them finally made it possible. Just a last thought about this. Ports don't move when they are convinced. They move when the people inside them see a better system actually working. I see you next time. Thank you.